Mr. Merron and Vassal Reynolds are here as well. So therefore, we're going to go straight into it. I'm going to ask you, Mr. Gordon, to bring us up to scratch with what it has been happening over the last 9 or 10 days at the Captain First.
I think I want to take it a bit back. The scouting process started from, last year in the summer. I think about June, July there. We looked at over probably 200 Jamaicans, or should I say players who were born in Jamaica. And we also look at, in December, we look at the additional set of boys, from the diaspora in Florida. We look at over 50 there. And since we came back, in December, some players reached out to us that was in the showcase, and they came for trials in December. And in terms of that, we narrowed it down to about 34, and we had a camp in December. And since January, we cut, and now we're at 28 and going forward. So that's basically what's going on up to the point.
All right. So as I say, I'm going to go straight into it. I know there are quite a few on board, and so the first question, you just raise your hand, and you can shoot. So I'm not seeing a hand yet. So maybe we don't have to be here for too long. All right, morning's man. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Coach Gordon and Mr. Bailey and all the other persons at this time, and the rest of the coaching staff. Good afternoon to you as well.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the opportunity. And my question is, the numbers that we see from CONCACAF for the tournament is 20 players. So does this mean that you're going to further reduce the squad from the present 28 to 20? At what point that will be? So will you do that? At what point? And are there additional players that you will be bringing in to look at before you make that final cut to 20?
Okay, so yes, we have until the 1st of February to submit our 20. So until then, we continue the training with these 28. As I said, probably the weekly assessment, for example, last week we assessed and some players for February 1st, we'll submit the 20, and we have about 2 players, based on citizenship, we're still waiting on them. We have Lovelace, who play for Rangers, and Lumsden from the US. So those are the only 2 players that, we haven't seen as yet, but because of the high level that they are playing, we consider they can help us.
Any other question from management? No?
Yes.
Yes. A follow-up.
Yeah, so the follow-up question is, what about the documentation in terms of having Jamaican passport? Initially, there were several players from the United States. You mentioned Lovelace and Lumsden. The Colorado player, I believe, or the Columbus crew player came in this morning. Are these players all at this present time holding a Jamaican passport? And if not so, how soon do you expect that process to be completed?
Yes, so urge the player that came in this morning, hold a Jamaican passport. Lovelace having his father is having a little bit of challenge, but we still put him in the provisional list just in case it's been sorted out before the time.
All right, management. Thank you very much. Let's go to Simon Preston.
Good afternoon, Coach. Good afternoon to everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Coach, my question to you is, prior to departure to Guatemala or in Guatemala, are there plans for a few warm-up games for the boys prior to the start of the competition?
Yes, we've been doing some games locally with college teams. Going to play a few Premier League teams also. We're hoping to get one or two international friendlies with their age group. In short order, we are putting something together now. In short order, as soon as that is completed, then we will release it.
All right, and finally from my end, any further updates as it relates to Cameron Eubank from Birmingham City?
Eubank also is a player that was in the provisional list. We're still waiting, to see if he will pull through, citizenship, but he's in the provisional list.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Livingston, go ahead.
Yes, Coach. Afternoon, Coach. Oh, please, would you say you are, Coach, with the preparation thus far, and do you think you're getting a team where you want them at this stage?
We know the challenges, Livingston. We know the challenges, with our teams. Take cash to care. But I am working as hard as I can with the tools I have. And I am optimistic with this team. It's a very, very talented bunch of boys, very competitive group. This is the reason why we even have, up to 28 players now in camp because of how talented they are now. And it's kind of hard to send on people so early, So I am not 100% pleased. I will want some more international games, but I understand if the financial strain sometimes. So I'm using my resources as best as possible.
What are the main positive and any negative you hope to eradicate before you shut off to the tournament?
The positive, is how good we are as a coaching staff. The camaraderie between the coaching staff. We are friends outside of football, and that is important in terms of how we plan and how we move forward. We use over 4 hours per day just to plan for sessions for the next day. So we are there. We are using all the resources we have. As I said, we are using all the skills. We have about 3 or 4 coaching staff who are teachers, so we also use that as a part of the tool to move forward.
Well, any negatives, as I said, that you would like to fix before you move out, Coach?
No. We're comfortable where we're at now.
All right, my coach. Thanks.
All right, let's go to A. Reed. Mr. Reed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Merron. My question is to you is that do you guys have any video analysts on the coaching staff, and would you guys do blackboard sessions after training and doing match day where you can analyze team and break down teams very properly, that just going out there and just playing, that knowing what the opponent is, because I was just watching the clips of the opponent and know how to play the system.
Yeah, man. We have an analyst that is doing some work outside of the team, scouting the team that we are going to play. And yes, we have a lot of blackboard session, what you call, but these kids are Generation Z, so we don't really use blackboards. We use like PowerPoints and videos to really teach or show them what we want.
And my follow-up question is how these players are going to fit in the system. Does these players fit in the system during the duration of like being in so long in the camp? Are they gel enough together to ready for this competition to go into Guatemala?
We're working as hard as we can, man, and we are not, putting a system for the players to fit in. We use the players we have, to create whatever system that we think best for the team. So it's not like we came with a system in mind to play. We came our formation to play. We have the players, we assess them, and then put together a formation for them to play in.
Okay, very much. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Yeah, man. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Kahilia. Kahilia.
Yes, man, that the coach's desk. Good afternoon, Sir Merron Gordon, Sir Earl Bailey, and all the other persons on the platform. Coach, just want to ask you, in terms of the quality players that you just mentioned that you have, how far do you see this team going? Is it as far as qualifying the nation for another age group tournament?
That is our aim, in a Minzy. Yes, we're definitely pushing as hard as we can to qualify. I think we have a very, very good chance of qualifying. We have some big boys. I think it's the average height of the team is going to be about 5'10", 5'11". So we have and they are big boys who can play. And the demands of the CONCACAF region is always physical mixed with technical. So I think we can fix that. And with the experience of Coach Downsell around, who have been around teams who have qualified before, or even qualified teams before, we are taking the blueprint, some of what he did, and adding things to tweak it a bit.
All right. We'll follow up to that. You earlier said that there's someone that is actually scouting the teams that you were going to be playing. Is it a case where you have gotten feedback to date, so that will assist in the preparation going forward?
Yeah, man, got some amount of feedback, but at this age group, to find games is not that easy. To find U17 games, but we're digging as much as we can, and whatever feedback or whatever information we get, we use it to the best of our abilities.
All right, all the best, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go to Sorry Tress. Just unmute and go ahead. Sorry, Tress.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Gordon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my question, have you been able to get any information on your opponent as it relates to this competition?
Yeah, man, I just answered that question.
Okay, so based on that, I know you must have been a confident coach, but what do you expect from this qualifier? Do you think you will make it right through to the qualifiers?
That's our aim. We're a proud country. That's our aim. Any tournament going to want to qualify, and we are very optimistic. We are working very hard. We are working overtime. Coach Vassler and I, we are full-time teachers. I basically took time off for the 2 months, for this. So we are really, really putting, our best foot forward, and hopefully we can qualify this team.
And finally, I know that most of these boys probably are in fifth form, looking towards exam. How are they comfortable in terms of getting their academics up during this camp that you have so far?
Yeah, man. We got some help from UE, the pre-UE part of UE, and the boys are going to classes between 9 to 3 every day. And for the fourth formers, we have tutors who come to the center to teach them. So we're on top of things and come on to that. Remember I said we are teachers, so we wouldn't have, the kids here or not. Thinking about that side of their well.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Earl. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Merron. One of the things that sometimes hampers teams when we send them off to qualifying are that prevents them from qualifying is not so much of football, but acclimatization to the environment itself. And the team is off to Central America right now. It's a tricky place to go. How much do you know about where you're lodged and the preparations for that, the training camp and all that? What do you know about the facilities?
Yeah, man, we did our research. We even know the field that we're going to play with. We said the field we're going to play have a track. For the first round, the field that we're going to play have a track around it similar to the National Stadium. So we're going to try and have a few practice games just to get the boys' mind and prepare, the environment mentally for them. So we did our research, but that you only can do so much and no more, because some of these boys probably will be traveling for the first time to places like that. But we're going to use our experience to get them comfortable as much as possible.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jay Taylor. Thank you, Rashid. Jay Taylor.
All right, can you hear me? Are you hearing me?
Yeah, man, hear you perfect.
All right, you hear me perfect. All right, good afternoon, Coach. Just a two-part question here. You stated that you don't have a specific plan as far as the playing style, you're gonna go off basically the players' attributes. Is it this like basically just going in without a plan and hope that you get something together and it works out?
I don't think you were listening, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Somebody asked me about system, and I said we don't have a system and try and plug the players in. What we did during our assessment, we look at what we have, and then we put a system to what the players bring to the table. So of course we're going to do our plans after the assessment that was done months ago.
Okay, all right. And the next question is, does any of the senior coaches have any say into as far as the style of play? As one of the things is that a lot of players that we noticed over the years, after playing at the under 17 level, they don't really kick on to the other senior teams. They just vanish, gone left, gone right. Is there a strategy or a game plan with that you are collaborating with the senior coach, saying if we can get these kids to understand what we want to do at the senior level, we can have more players coming through? Is there a plan?
Yeah, man, definitely. Remember, I'm one of the assistant coaches for the national senior team. So, you know, I collaborate with coach a lot. We spoke about things that he wanted to do with the senior team. And, you know, I put together a little 10-year plan for these under 17 players. You know, one of my main objectives for these boys is the first objective is to qualify for the World Cup. And I told them my second objective, at least, you know, 4 to 5 of them can get at least train with the senior team very, very soon. You know, so yes, definitely, you know, the plans that coach have, I'm definitely tying those plans into our plan.
Okay, and the final questions. What is your expectation from going into this tournament? Are you confident that we can finally get back to another under 17 World Cup, or you feel like it's a 50-50 chance here?
Yeah, man, I said it before. You know, we think we can really qualify this team. You know, talented bunch of boys. You know, like I'll keep the resources here and there, but with whatever we have, you know, we are Jamaicans. We're gonna turn on and make fashion and as much as possible.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Seems like Management could have one more question. Management, go ahead.
Yes, quickly. Thanks again, sir. Coach Gordon, so you're having a camp now in Jamaica. At some point it's going to break. Are we moving directly from Jamaica to Guatemala, or there will be, like I said earlier, a camp for the final group of players outside of Jamaica, getting a couple of games? Somebody asked that, and then we go to Guatemala. Are we going to get there early enough for acclimatization? That's one. And then one of the things I know that we struggled with some of these players when they were supposed to go to the under 15 tournament a couple of years ago was passports, birth certificate, passport for the Jamaican players, and getting visas based on travel. All right. Are the local players all settled now? They have the passport, they have the visas, good to go, that you're looking at taking, and will there be a camp outside of Jamaica?
Right now, we're going right through the plans. Right now is going right through locally. And as you said, we are going to break. We're not going to break. We're going right through to. We're supposed to depart the 8th of February. You know, so we're going right through. We are planning some international games. Hopefully, the plan is to bring, you know, 1 or 2 teams here to play us and go through the camp. So for right now, it is just a local camp. And yes, they are set with all the local players are set with passports. But in terms of US visas, no. So that's the only little drawback we have right now. So if we're going to travel to play games, we'll have to go through countries like Panama to play games.
All right.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Final question coming up. Solid Chess, do you have another solid question coming up that will have to come to you?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much again, Mr. Bailey. Again, Mr. Gordon, I don't know. My thinking, do you have any player or players that we can look forward to representing Jamaica in this exciting World Cup coming up?
Yeah, man. The name of the players are 20 players.
I know you're right.
Bunch of boys.
No exciting.
The name of the players are 20 players. Yeah.
We don't have
All of
any.
them excited, talented bunch of boys.
All right, sir. I'll take that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sounds like we are, is that Reed? You can take one more coach. Let's take another one from Reed. Because we have-
All right, coach. I got a question. I got a question. All right, coach. I have a question for you. Depends on the opponents. They say you're gonna have opponents that are gonna come to Jamaica to play us. Are the fans are allowed to watch these friendly games that opponents are coming to Jamaica to play us?
Yeah, man, as long as the plans go through the team or teams that are trying to get here, it'll be an open door policy.
Okay. And no fans can come to the training ground to watch the players train. That's not an open policy.
It's not. No, it's not. No, national coming. You know, media can come have the 15 to 20 minutes, and then we train. You know, that's how national teams. You know, countries are doing. You know, you can't just open a national team for people to just come and sit every day and watch. Because, you know, for example, some people just want to break news. And the other day we play a game, somebody streamed the game live. And since they have streamed the game live, people have been calling us left, right, and center about practice games. And those countries will not call us about practice games is only because they saw what we have. So we have to be careful what we put out there. Those are our rivals. We have to be careful what to put out there. We don't want to break news, but at the same time, we need to protect our national teams.
Okay, coach, that's it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you spending the time with us. We know the coach, you go back.
Yes.
Yes. So, but we appreciate you being with us, and we're going to be here in 2 weeks. As the coach said, we'd love to have everybody join him on a regular basis, but it can't work that way anymore. We're trying to be as calm with information and as possible, and then eventually we're going to have a conference when the team is being named, and then you can ask all the questions. Right.
Yes.
Johnny, I hope the cameras can come in and you ask all the questions. All right, so you'll hear about that soon. Thanks again. All right.